the hotel.
Right? And only $250 a night for my favorite site. What?
You didn't check Trivago.
I got mine for $155. You have to check Trivago.
Oh yeah? Prove it.
On Trivago, you can compare hotel prices from multiple different sites.
Even your favorite one.
Look, same hotel, $100 less.
You didn't check Trivago.
I didn't check Trivago.
Check Trivago to compare prices and save up to 40%. Hotel? Trivago.
But yeah, this is my dude so far, and he works a little bit like this. I got a spell bow, and we just go up to this guy and go, "Hello, little man, Mr. Sir." How did I go right under your legs? Come on. There we go. Third time's the charm. Hey, Thalia. What's up? What's up? How you doing? How you doing? Whack! I'm a big fan of open world RPGs, but like Bethesda jank has really screwed me up a while, so I'm very happy that we have another one in the 4. That one's not doing much. All right, let's take a look toward our targets. I was playing a wizard for a little while. I was doing this because I just like to mess around with the builds. And a fun thing that you can do is you can respec for not a whole lot of effort. Come on. Ah, shit, you found me. Gaha, you found me. There we go. Let me just regen some health out of that. You can respec at any time with these. These are origin potions. These let you reset your entire character. Everything goes back to level 1, and then you can reallocate all your stuff. Also, your skill trees. Boy, howdy, we got a lot of skill trees. King Soul status. Keep thinking of Void Crew. I would be up to play Void Crew at any time. That's the main takeaway. That's the main takeaway. Have yourself a good rest of your stream. Very happy. Knock it out. Knock it out of the park. Knock it out of the park. Oh, man. Sorry. I went to the bank today, and I just woke up, and I had 0 freaking brain cells today.
and intense. It's discover as we go.
Exactly.
Exactly. Hello. All right, I'm taking us live then.
Yeah.
And with that, I bring anyone who is here up to our screen where you can see me and my lovely co-hosts and what we're gonna be playing today. Why don't we start with Aqua? Why don't you start? Introduce
Sorry.
yourself, please.
It's like
Yeah, I
I'm
kind of
Aqua,
just threw it at you,
also
but
known as Aqua
yeah.
Sylph. I'm a local online fae and squirrel aficionado, artist on the side, and just pretty much fluid in most aspects. But I am here and I am ready to play some Vagabond.
And I am Ray, also known as Key Inc., and I will be the soft GM, as this system can be solo ran for this little one shot
I love
we're
that that's a
doing.
running theme for like the games that we're showing are things that like the GM can play with the players, which I think is very cool.
Yeah.
Because like that was
And
the
that
same thing with Iron
weird.
Sworn and Quiet Year, both of which can be run GM-less as well. I think that's cool.
Yeah, but it's fun. It's inclusive.
Yeah, I agree. It's very, very, very nice. And I will be playing today as a Vanguard, which is a shield wielding, tanky individual.
Hell yeah.
Known as Morn. I just picked a random name generator for this little one shot. So we will see if I grown very attached to Morn.
I and where can we find you two actually?
Oh, go ahead, Aqua. Yeah, you can go first if you would like.
Let's see here. Well, I'm still trying to develop more of an online presence, but for now, I stream occasionally on Twitch as Aquasilph. Otherwise, you can also find me on Instagram under Art of Carolyn Carter and on Blue Sky as Aquasilph.
Heck yeah. My lovely co-host Aqua.
And in today's game, I'm going to be playing a halfling luminary named Lex. Excited to play a light bent goblin of sorts. So we'll
Hell
see.
yeah.
We'll see how I decide to play her, but yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean
That's my
I'm
flavor
also
today.
we're kind of feeling this out a little bit. This is our first time. We last time we pulled up Vagabond, we were showing it off and kind of getting an idea of how it functioned. And this time, you know what? Fuck it. We're gonna sit down and play.
Very lightly play.
Very lightly play.
Tee.
Teehee. We're gonna teehee our way through this one, I think, today. I think that's the plan.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Focus up and everything.
if anyone is watching this, you found me somehow on the internet. I am also building a presence still. Pretty significantly under there, but maybe you're watching a VOD or something. Who knows? But either way, I'm going to give it away to Ray, who is going to be telling our story today.
Thank you. I sadly do not have any music prepared.
I'll get some music going.
I spent most of the time just trying to get everything
Ah,
reasonably
that's
functional.
super valid.
But I am enjoying the very chill vibes.
It is very chill vibes today. Oh,
Got my water and my tea and raring to go.
heck yeah.
I'm raring to chill.
Well, I've got
I'm just
music on. I've got
right.
music on in my end. Y'all can play your own music. I'm just getting music up for stream.
Tea.
Teehee.
So much
Again,
tea.
teeheeing our way through this one.
Yes. Green
Hell yeah.
teaing my way also. But
Yes, green tea. Must have the green tea.
it is Monday. We gotta set our moods appropriately.
For realsies. Okay, so from what I recall and what I can read, our set of adventurers have been tasked to join a guild in Greenhorn. Greenhorn is a coastal little town next to a very lush neighboring just forest. And adventurers are typically gathered here, whether that be for curiosity, the thrill of adventure, or they were contracted to do so due to getting in a little bit of trouble and having to do some community service. And one of the ways of doing their community service is by doing tasks for the guild. So, whatever reason you may be joining this guild, they have brought you here to sign up and be given your first task to gain your first guild stamp. When you first joined the guild, you were given a letter in a nice little envelope, the seal on the wax being a form of shield mixed with an olive branch and a serpent dragon. Upon opening this letter, it will read, greetings. Welcome to the guild. Let's see. For some reason, my notes have changed. No.
That happened.
I suddenly got a small
Tee-hee.
little lag thingy.
Just teehee. Just teehee. Just teehee.
They were
everything will be
just
fine.
they were just sealed that well.
Yep, it just takes a little bit of struggle to like.
I am having trouble getting this letter open. It's just, it's not wanting to. I don't want to cut the letter underneath. You understand? Do you have a knife?
Here we are. Greetings, newly recruited adventurers. We welcome you to the Helpful Adventurers Guild, also known as HAG. Whether you chose to be here to fulfill personal desires, the thrill of adventure, to seek fame, or to complete an obligation such as community service, here at HAG, we accept all backgrounds and talents that dedicate themselves to learning, understanding, and most importantly, protecting both magical and non-magical environments and its residents. Just be sure to visit your guild handler, located at one of the taverns that you will be settling in when you depart your vessel, to accept your booklet to keep track of your progress. When you complete your quest, you will receive a stamp within your booklet. Thank you again, and please, happy adventures.
What kind of stamps are they? They shine.
Would any
that glitter?
would any of the group of us have like? Do any of us have stamps, or are we like all fresh?
I believe it would make sense for at least our elven gunslinger
Hello.
to have at least one stamp. seeing as they have found themselves at one point probably encountering some lycanthrope and was probably shunted into adventuring due to some skills of handling themselves in a precarious situation.
I think that sounds accurate. So I think given that, I would like reach into. I probably have like a pretty sturdy, and I think that would be a good point to kind of describe who I'm playing. I'm playing a kind of tall, very serious looking, classic elf tall. Sorry, very serious looking, eyes sort of like narrowed, uh like kind of not like squinting at things, pretty much just glaring at things. um and they're wearing what looks like a set of like a chain shirt with some like leather hallberg over it, and like some like sturdy leather gauntlets, functionally medium armor. It allows for a decent amount of movement like compared to most medium armors, but it is still like chunky. And at their side, there does appear to be a handgun specifically, pretty like ornate looking. It's like a long sort of like one of those old single shot musket, like handheld musket type guns.
Nice.
And it's like the wood handle is actually like a white wood, and it has like little carvings in it with silver filigree. And both the chain shirt and the gun look like they're not made of, but look like they have silvered like decorations on it, or like trimming. But I would like reach into a pouch on the kind of like leathers, and I would pull out a like the one I got last time. I received this after killing a lycanthrope last time, and she kind of has like I'd say olive colored skin, with like dark I'd say like dark brown red, but like closing in on black. Like it would only in certain lights do you see this sort of brown red. And it's like cut very, very short. But she would kind of hold open the thing for you to see the stamp. And Ray, what's the stamp look like?
So, let's see. I want to make sure that I can. There we go. So first off, the pouch, the booklet itself, actually. Let's see. Here is the black. There we go. So the booklet itself actually, oh my gosh, why did it not change? Excuse me. Behave. Configure. Actually looks like a interesting circular kind of book. Almost like a strange leather-bound pocket watch. And when you open it, it actually kind of slides open to the side.
Showing this
I don't know
off
if you
to.
can see what I'm drawing.
It looks all dark to us.
It does? Hold on. That is bizarre. How bizarre.
Game is
how
also
bizarre.
paused. And I don't know if that has
Alrighty.
anything to do with it.
No fog exploration.
Ah, there we go. Perfect. Got it, got it, got it. So it's like a circular thing, and it kind of like slides to the side. Not like one of the flip pocket watches, like one of the old slide pocket watches.
Yes, exactly. So you can see that it kind of does latch just to make sure that the pages in between stay very preserved. But the paper itself is made
Metal
from
casing
very
on the
nice,
outside to like, handle adventuring, I assume.
very thick leather, at least
Very
for your
thick leather. Got it, got it, got it. Makes sense.
yes. Just for lower ranks, they typically have a leather bound version, and then they upgrade basically to a more metallic version when they reach a certain prestige. But yeah, it flips open like so, and you can see within it a little stamp from a seal from probably closer to your hometown. And I will let you describe what that seal might look like closer to your hometown. Whether that be if it's themed with wolves or themed with moons.
The hometown that I am from, and full rain on this.
Full rain.
Full rain. I just want to double check, make sure that there isn't it. But like, I don't plan to go too crazy. Don't worry. Hometown is from one of those like forest sanctuaries. It isn't like elven specifically. There's probably gnomes and fae and like pretty much anything that would be considered like fairy folk in like a lot of mythos. Probably live in this location, satyrs, that kind of thing. And there has like always been a connection between like the fae and lycanthropes and like the call of the wild and like the bestial nature within humanity. And there is kind of like a sacred order within this society devoted to like stamping out werewolves. But it is like very prestigious and very like honorable. And they all use like silver silver swords and spears and that kind of thing. I was a little bit more practical. And with the help of some other individuals, probably some gnome tinkerers, I think would be fun. Developed the first handgun from that village. And it was not received well. It was seen as a bit of a slight against the honorable fight against these things. So I, frustrated with my people not wanting to potentially do what I thought was needed to fight the good fight, I decided to go elsewhere to offer my services to the world.
And so the stamp itself, even though it has a unique type of seal with it, as it probably has a tree like to represent the grove that you are a part of, the elven little sigils in it, very like done in like an almost emerald green ink, is stamped into your little thing. But a part of that seal is also this infinity sign that has a star in the middle. And that is the guild's, specifically this particular guild's sigil to work with it. That is a part of it.
I'd flip that open and show off the stamp that I got most recently. And Aqua, who am I showing this off to? If you'd like to describe your character.
Yeah, Lux is a wee luminary, kind of a clerical-looking character. She's got platinum blonde hair, sort of like flowing robes and a light cloak, a staff. not really one for weapons, but she does have like some pouches and packs and stuff, and just like kind of ready for traveling. But she looks fairly comfortable overall, friendly looking, and just kind of eager to help where she can.
Elven, yes? No, goblin, right?
Halfling.
Halfling. That's it. Thank you.
Yeah.
So you assume that your Lex assumes that they will be receiving one of these pouches, these little leather pocket watches looking thing, as their booklet when they reach the guild hall, the guild handler in the inn. You can see as you depart the boat. When you first depart the boat, of course, like you can feel a little bit of the sea breeze. Might have been a little bit of a long journey for some, maybe not for others. And a few other adventurers are departing here as well, but they don't look as interested in, from what you've imagined from your journey so far with them. They seem more to just want to get a job done and then go back home as they depart from this ship to go to the inn. As this small crowd goes to the inn.
I would I would kind of mostly out of a sense of just kind of following crowds out of habit. Probably follow along with that.
And I'll probably follow along after you because it's just easier to get through the crowds that way.
Yep, no, that makes sense. I probably like I know you're there, and so I'm probably like specifically moving or like in such a way to make it easier for you, probably with a decent amount of experience with people of shorter stature, considering
Yeah.
I already worked in gnomes or in my backstory.
Yeah, in a little sort of like a cozy kind of friendly way. I just kind of like pat you on the back and say, lead the way, my tall companion.
I don't really say anything in response. I would just kind of stride forward. It's the kind of thing where like they like it's not intimidating in the scary way. It's intimidating in the wow, that person looks like they're in a really bad mood and I do not want to interact with them kind of way.
Yeah, and my character is kind of one of those like very maternal, exuding like kind of a gentle, positive, like almost like not necessarily forcefully positive, but just one of those where they're like, "Yes, dearie,"
Mm-hmm.
like just kind of rolling with it.
Perfect. I love it.
And tell us a little bit more about your character. Why have they set off to adventure here now? What is their vibe compared to these other vagabonds that exit this ship?
Well, with Lex's calling, or I guess I could go in the first person, but I wanted to venture forth and sort of spread more healing across the land. There's been a lot of strife and just general like malaise, and as a luminary I feel, and especially as like fresh out of luminary school, I'm just really eager to do my part.
And do you have a particular oath or worship, or is it just for the people
For
from
that,
your land?
Yeah, are you like growing up in a community? Have you and you're just like is there like a sort of like community church that you're a part of, or are you like part of a
And you have
specific
full reign
faith?
of
Yeah, you make it up.
yeah, you have full reign of this particular land that you come from, or town, or
I
faith
had
that you believe in, if you do believe in one.
let's well, let's see here. I know, trying to think of like, all right, we've got this blank page. What can I do with it?
I am going to give you the honor of using one of my favorite characters' pictures
Oh.
for your halfling, because they are a halfling paladin and with platinum blonde
nice.
hair. So
Nice.
that's the picture I have pulled up.
Feel
Yeah.
free to use those in your character tokens as well.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I was trying to edit that, but I couldn't figure out how to.
You click on the
Oh,
token
cute.
window.
It's not letting me do it.
Why won't it let you?
I don't know.
Oh,
I
you
tried to
click
do
on the
it earlier.
token, and then you go to the forge assets.
Where are the forge assets?
Do they not show up for you?
Nope.
You click. Interesting. Okay, so I will put them in for you.
Okay.
So, no worries.
But Lux did come from more of a community type of a church, but with our faith, we want to kind of like spread the light, not necessarily in a overbearing, like trying to convert kind of way, but just in an act of service to the land. As like stewards of the land and just kind of being tied to the people and nature and just trying to create stability and balance.
Amazing.
And we probably passed through the crowd without too much issue. Our adventure, how common are adventurers?
They are not nearly as common as they first were when this land was first being this this location was first being settled. Believe it or not, this location is basically a environmental preserve. It is used to help regrow the magical balances, as well as bring back extinct creatures from the past. Basically trying to recoup a lot of wildlife in this particular continent.
Heck yeah.
So adventurers at the first, there were many, just to make sure that they could there could be settlements in various places to keep track and records, as well as protect certain ecosystems. But nowadays, it's a little bit fewer now that some jobs can be a little bit easier secured.
There's probably safer work out there these days.
Exactly. Safer work, typically with but adventurers are still needed, especially as escorts through some of the more dangerous lands with the more monstrous inhabitants. As technically, some of these creatures are still endangered, and they don't want to. The guild does not want to extinct them. Despite them existing may be troublesome to some settlements, but it depends on how you view it. But yes, there's only like a handful of adventurers this time around.
Is this like a competitive thing, or is it the kind of thing where like everyone has their own job that they're likely going to?
Let's see. It is a mixture. At the lower tiers of being a hunter, not so much competitive. But when you start gaining a little bit more reputation, it does become a little bit more competitive.
Like the
as
higher
there are-
prestige jobs only go to certain people with good reputations, that kind of thing.
Exactly. So like to get paid extremely well with riches, you would want to be a higher ranked hunter, and adventurer.
Hunter tai hunter.
Hunter. I keep saying hunter, but I'm supposed to say adventurer. But it is inspired by a mixture of hunter, ex-hunter, and monster hunter.
I fucking love Hunter x Hunter, so don't you fucking
Yeah.
I know of
Yeah.
Hunter x Hunter, but I still need to like actually go through and watch it.
Reyna's. I like Hunter x Hunter so much. I'm making an entire TTRPG system based off of the Nen system from Hunter x Hunter.
Oh, nice.
Hell yeah.
And Ray has helped me with it. So yeah, Hunter x Hunter, my vibes. Thank you.
So you can understand a little bit of like, okay, so you need documentation, you need to have certain, like, you can get certain credentials and stuff like that, and then get up in the ranks and probably succeed and become famous later on. Become a famous adventurer. But yes, entering the inn, you see in the distance, and as you approach, following the crowd, this inn is bustling, even though so few adventurers have left the boat. This seems like a very popular inn and establishment to be in, for food and drink. A lively chatter happens. It's just buzzing. You can see everything is done with a nice stained wood, and pelts are hung in places. A fireplace sits on one of the walls, and then the bar at another, where a very jolly looking dwarven woman is tending to some of the adventurers that sit there. And they see the crowd of new adventurers coming in, and they just call back, and it's just like, "Hey, Sonny, we got a new batch. Come out here and do your thing. I'm busy." And as the woman continues to help take orders and stuff like that, and starts to multitask, not only taking orders, but also seems to be preparing meals and drink for the adventurers that just came in. And she calls out to your group and she's like, "There's plenty of seats over there that's just reserved for newbies. Go over there." And she just waves to like a long table for everyone to sit at. And once everyone is seated,
I'm gonna do the edgy thing and like sit like do the Strider sitting at the back of the bar in like one of the booths. Well, and watch from afar with my 7 awareness.
hell yeah. With your 7 awareness, you can definitely eye down many of these adventurers. Some of them just seem like just seasick still, and just like they're not cut out for like doing what you've done. obviously. Some of these people are probably gonna not take adventuring seriously, or just stick to being maybe a guard.
Yeah, I mean, I probably it's probably not like even a like a self-grandiose thing on her part. Like, it isn't like a they're worse than me. It's a I grew up in a culture where literally the highest caste of people were the extremely well-trained warriors that were like ritual soldiers. And like, coming from that culture, just seeing this kind of ragtag group, I'm just like, yes, most of these people wouldn't make it through the first year of training.
Yes.
Lex would probably be also kind of like, since she's got stuff in awareness, just kind of like taking in the crowd and maybe try to find a higher spot where she can take a seat. And
It seems like there are indeed like seats that can be adjusted, as there are a variety of different sized humanoids here. Humanoids and beings here.
I saw this really good fan art once, and it was of a tavern, and it had booths at different heights for different people's sizes, and I thought that was really clever. And I always
neat.
think about that, the like actual different booths were straight up were full different heights, and so like you'd have halflings and like gnomes sitting at one, and like dwarves and elves and humans sitting at the other, and they were all the same height. It was pretty cool.
nice.
Hell yeah.
I also love the halfling bartender that has just like a huge like log behind the table, basically, that's been like carved and flattened for them to just like walk along.
Excellent.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. Yeah, let's just have that.
Hell yeah.
We're just building this world together.
Collaborative storytelling, y'all. But probably looking across this group of adventurers, I would recognize probably one as maybe a bit more cut out than the others, a bit more practiced, maybe a bit more prepared. And looking across, who do I notice, Ray?
Yes. You notice just a fully just heavy armored person, just like trying to like make, despite their size seeming so intimidating, they actually sit with like just like a very closed posture, trying not to take up nearly as much space as they would, and seemed to be unsure about if they should have worn their armor for like departure, or if they should have just carried it on their back or not. Completely plated, like heavy armor, a large shield on their back, with another shield on one forearm and a gauntlet on the other, and they just
So is it like a buckler and like a kite shield, or like a buckler and a tower shield, or like a
it's a
what are we working with
because of
shields
their
wise?
size, it's actually a kite shield and a tower shield, the tower shield being on their back.
So in that case, is it like the old man of arms kite shield, where the point is actually pointed forward, so you can kind of use it like a stabbing weapon?
Yes.
Got it. That's rad. That's rad. So you have like a pretty big kite shield on the forearm of the one thing, and it kind of like extends outward. That's rad. That's rad.
And they just seem to like sit there with their like fingers laced, like let's see. Go ahead. And we're gonna do our first roll.
Oh.
Go ahead and roll me a detect.
Detect? You got it.
See. Okay. Oh, not
Well,
very good.
That's a fail. Despite having
Too short.
it's literally fucking.
No, that was Lux who rolled.
Oh, that was
you
Lux
roll?
who rolled.
Yeah, that
I
was me.
thought I rolled. Is it not rolling?
It's the button detect.
I
Yeah,
am
on the character sheet.
I am clicking it.
Huh. Okay, let me double check and make sure. Okay.
I failed. I'm new here.
There's a big crowd, a lot of bustling.
It's my first. I can just see shins and butts, and
Yeah, weird. I can't
it's all
press any
very
of my
distracting.
buttons.
Bar.
Oh, I
There
could
it
press
goes.
that, but that wasn't what I was pressing. That was endurance.
I was gonna say yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it worked with one thing. I'm gonna just reload, see if that helps.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm so very sorry.
I'll take the one, but just because I got it to roll, I just was curious. Nope, still won't detect. It still won't click detect.
Let me see. Make sure that ownership. Serve owner is Thalia.
Yeah, I can roll reflex. I can roll my saves. But I cannot roll attacks or checks. Do not know why. We'll figure that out, though. I can just roll the d20s and compare it to what I have.
Oh yeah. We can
Yeah,
just use it off
so
of
the
that.
first one was, in fact, a 1.
Let's see. Well, unfortunate, I believe that you needed. Okay, so in this system, you need to do. It's an roll above system. You have a stat block. That is your number that you're trying to beat, which is your difficulty class for yourself, and you roll a d20 to see if you roll above it. Your stat gets lowered if you are trained in it, as well as depending on what kind of stats it works with.
Can you unpause the game really quickly?
Oh yeah. Oh gosh, that's probably it. That's probably the problem. I am pausing.
Nope. Not the problem.
Huh.
I was just curious if that was.
Okay. Okay, all of that's correct. And Aqua is able to roll theirs.
Yeah, that's the part that's I think is
Yeah.
weird.
I do not know.
I do not know, but again, it's fine. I can still roll. I can roll the saves and just compare it to my numbers for now.
Yeah.
I'll kind of futz with it in the background, but you keep going.
Sounds good.
Whoa. Just added marksmanship and naturally attuned.
Oh my god, added it so many times.
Yep.
Oh. Technical
that-
difficulties.
Was that just like a latency thing? Did it just need to be closed and opened again or something?
Maybe.
No idea. I'm going from the top. You're going from
Sometimes
the
these
bottom.
sites get really finicky.
Yeah. As long as we leave one natural.
Yeah, one naturally attuned and one marksmanship.
Okay, you go ahead and do that last one.
I'll get the last
Must.
naturally attuned. Yeah, there we
Okay.
go.
And then see if you can click.
Melee attacks, brawl, leadership, ranged, finesse, brawl, sneak, perform, finesse, detect, nothing. But I can still roll my saves for some reason. That's another fail. If that were a save. Oh, weird. When I put it, it says it's a D6, huh? Add as macro. Macro slot. Okay,
Oh, okay. I know what's wrong. This is my fault again.
Ah,
At the very top of your screen,
yes.
and this should work for the other one as well. I'm pretty sure. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
you should see something that says favor, normal, or hinder. It's probably preventing you from rolling
It is
because one of those
normal.
checkboxes weren't clicked.
It was normal,
Okay.
but I just clicked off and clicked on. I clicked off and clicked on again, and it worked.
Okay, cool.
All right. Well, got it. Figured it out.
Yay,
We're
we
good.
fixed
We're
it.
rolling.
We're rolling. So I can delete the copy.
Perfect. I rolled the tech, rolled the natural one again.
Hell yeah.
Like exactly. Like all right, it was meant to be.
Okay, so it was meant to be. I can delete the copy then.
I mean, it's you don't have to delete copy. Like we can just. It's all good. I was just rolling
Okay,
a
so-
bunch for testing.
So, you do notice that there's just like a weird, like little shuffle to this character, to this person, as you cannot really see their face. So you're unsure about exactly like what they look like, but they do seem to have like the faintest look of tusks sticking out from underneath their the slits of their helmet. And they seem to be sitting like just right next to you two in the back, as like they were kind of shuffling and not sure where to sit until all the seats were taken except for one, and then it's just okay. I'm just gonna sit here then. Yep.
Mm-hmm. I would give kind of like a just like a if they would look my direction, I'd just give them kind of just like a nod of acknowledgement.
They give like a tiny little wave, like a little like. Like makes a little sound.
I stare at you for a little too long before looking back at the person who's supposed to be leading this.
You see the person that the dwarven woman who was very cheerful referred to as Sunny appear, and it is a dark orange skinned like orc with like the meanest like scars on his face, and he like has like a tusk that was broken off, and with
I kind of nod
big...
like, this is a warrior, yes.
And just like he has a little bit of hair still just like around like his ear, but the top is completely bald. And it's just like a big bushy mustache that barely covers the single tusk that's still there.
Great big bushy beard.
A big bushy beard. And he kind of just like seems to chew a little bit of tobacco almost. And it's just like, are you sure these are the newbies and not just a bunch of spineless fish that got delivered? And he's like, I'm sure. Comes from like the back through all the chatter. And he just like kind of clicks his tongue a little bit disappointed at the batch that he's gotten, until he like eyes three in the back and just decides to just proceed with like a heavy sigh. Well, if you've read your letter, welcome to being part of Hag. You're here to get your adventurer stamp or get waivers on your community service or whatever. Just know that recently we have been dealing with a little bit of a problem with our woods. For some of the more adventurous types or keen eye types, and you both did notice this while approaching the inn, as he mentions this. We now have a small barrier. At night, the critters outside seem to be getting agitated. Ah, we got a raid!
Oh my god, hello.
We got two raids.
Theropod Art is raiding with a party of 17. Oh my.
Oh, snap.
Oh
First
my god,
time
and
ever.
yeah, no, 7 fucking wow. Hi, Thero, thank you for raiding. We're playing a little Vagabond right now. We're trying it out. We are meeting in a tavern and
Meeting at a
being given a
tavern.
job. Hi, Olska.
Hi.
Hello.
We have Sunny kind of like, he just seems very tired, like he just went through this so many times but doesn't really have like the energy to like babysit almost. That kind of like annoyed, like annoyed just grandfather figure. That's just like
I was
just
feeling
tired.
substitute teacher that usually teaches
Yeah.
middle school but got hired for an elementary school job.
Yeah.
Like, are they normally like a high school teacher, but the only sub job they could find was an elementary job, so they're like, fuck. So they're dealing with some like third graders right now, and it's like it's painful.
It's so painful. It's just like they should already know this shit.
There's
What?
probably like some really like poshy, curly haired adventurer human guy at the front who's talking himself up really heavy, that kind of shit.
And
Fuck
he's
you,
like,
fuck
that-
you, Aridin.
He's like, man, that bastard's gonna get fucking humbled real quick, especially with the kind of nonsense we're having. So if you are the type to not really like, how do I say it, getting bruised and battered or beaten half to death, highly recommend staying and doing your jobs within the lines of the gates. Otherwise, for those who actually want to do an actual fucking job, we have a bulletin board, as well as you can talk to me or Susan. Like, Susan is the dwarf that waves, to get proper jobs and official stamps, as opposed to just doing your time. Otherwise, you are free to eat and drink here for tonight. Otherwise, you will have to do some form of job or payment for future nights. We only do free for once. That's it. If I see you slacking, you're going to get your ass beaten and kicked out. I don't care who your fucking mother or your father is. You're at the Adventurer Guild in Greenhorn. You're supposed to be fucking adventurers. It's like, be nicer. I don't know.
Grumble.
I'm currently like looking across the crowd, and I'm trying to count how many I think are there just for the free night.
Let's see. Let's just like quickly just like give us a nice little roll of. Oh, I need to get the dice tree going. But... Five of them are probably there for just like the free.
I see a couple like not paying, like 3 or 4 like not paying attention at all, that are just like currently downing another round and are like ordering another one. And then there's probably like one who's already fucking sloshed and passed out, like against the wall somewhere.
Oh, absolutely. Like Sonny just looks at that guy and just shakes his fucking head and just like, all right. After you eat and drink, choose to actually, I don't know, get a job or not. Call for me. And like the armored person actually like raises their hand. It's like, you're not in fucking school, and they kind of like freak it down really quickly. Just like, it's like, what? Sonny asks. Uh, um, uh, what adventure job are we doing? Do we need to do? I heard there was trouble. It's like, okay, okay, I'll come to you. This is like, and the person in the armor kind of shuffles. It's like, feeling like kind of eyes on them a little bit. Just like, the rest of you just enjoy your meal. And Susan comes up with like meals, and people start eating and digging in and stuff like
I'm
that.
absolutely going to like haunt over that conversation, like not subtly at all. I can be subtle. I can be. I am not being. I'm like, if y'all are at a table, I'm like one table over staring at the conversation. If y'all are at like a booth, I'm like on the other side staring at the conversation.
It's like, no, like there was a long table kind of like reserved strictly for the new recruits. It's a lot bigger and longer. Like they used to have way more like of a capacity coming in, but this batch not so much. There's clearly a few people who are just completely checked out, and like there's plenty of spaces between each person. Like even during the voyage here, there are not many people like communed uh enough really to talk to each other, maybe like one or two. Of course, like the pompous dude in the front is probably like boasting about something or other, about going to be on this adventure and get many riches or something. It's like, you don't care. Like, you care more about whatever Sonny has to say.
Yeah. I actually would like look over toward Lux, and if you want to actually learn how this works, watch that one. And I point towards Sunny and start walking over to like absolutely not subtly eavesdrop on the conversation.
Yeah,
Oh,
like Oh, go
I was
ahead.
gonna say, Lux is like chimes. I was like, oh, I was just gonna go sit by them and ask if I could join them.
I nod my head like, yeah, that's fine. That's probably a good idea.
Yup.
Present,
Plenty of room.
presence 2, reason 3.
Now I have presence 5, reason 4, so it's like,
Yeah, you are
Even-
absolutely better with people and smarter than me.
I've got the country bumpkin, like, community religious, like,
I did not design this gun. I did not
connection.
make this gun. I was the archer that they chose to like get good with the gun.
Yeah.
Because I like to think my character, like, they're a sharpshooter. Like, they were an expert, probably crossbow and bow user before the like gnomes approached her about the handgun.
I just also like the contrast between like having your like kind of like stoic taller character, then mine just like this bubbly like
I love that we have the same
almost
high
fearless, like
stat.
small.
We have the same high stat, and then our other stats are absolutely fucked.
Yeah.
As far as like matching each other, that's great.
So
yeah.
I'll probably just like grab my water or whatever and just kind of like, mosey over the table and like ask, oh, is there an open seat? Mind if I join you?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, yeah.
So I just sort of sit down and just kind of like look at them and start sipping my cup, just expecting them to continue their conversation.
If Sunny looks my way, I would just actually reach down to my pouch and I would flash the the leather guild pouch, leather hag pouch, and then like put it back in my pouch real quick to like kind of like explain why I am behaving the way I am.
Ah, okay. Sunny kind of like clocks you a little bit and just like it's like gives you like a little subtle nod of like, okay, recognition. And then comes to over to the table, not sitting down, but like just folds his arms and looks at the three people there. So you three are interested on what the fuck's going on?
I was sent specifically. I was given a voucher. This is my first official soiree with your guild. I took care of some business that was apparently a contract job that you all had taken on, and as a result, I was given this as payment.
Ah, I see.
So I'm here for my first official job. But I was told
Alright.
my services may be needed here.
Well, we'll see about that. Right now we have, well, it's not nothing crazy right now, but it is spooking a lot of people here in town and those who want to wander outside of town. There's been a strange green mist that has been starting to pop up more and more often here near the town and into the forest. It's only happened recently, and even though it doesn't seem to be causing any harm per se, it's making everybody uneasy.
Does that sound like any kind of fey magic or like
I think
natural
you both.
magic that
Let's
would
see.
that would kind of remind me of? I have mysticism. I don't have arcana.
Yeah, I was gonna say both of you roll me mysticism.
I do have. Please. Yes.
16 on a 6.
Nice. You both
Yeah.
pass. You guys have some interesting vague idea about what could possibly be causing this. It's green mist specifically is typically a more fayish kind of thing to happen. It could be a variety of things, especially in terms of like will-o-wisp being upset with something or a water spirit like maybe like being a little bit too.
So my initial assumption is and I would say this, what did you all do?
So far, when I've been asking around town, no one here has been doing anything. But
Someone pissed off the forest.
I believe that's true. I'm just gonna roll mysticism for my gal just to see if she can even. Oh, she just barely passed.
Heck yeah.
Just barely.
It's like, yeah, that's like that doesn't sound very good. It's like just. It's like
I think I would look at you with that with like a kind of expression, like a like probably waiting for you to say something more profound, and then just being like, oh, okay, that was it.
Exactly. It's like, and it's so funny because like you hear this very timid voice coming from this, like, I cannot stress enough, large suit of armor.
Like just fucking full. What kind of plate is it? Is it like just like face plate? Is it like one of those like ornamental beak mask like plates? Is it like a fucking like great helm like the big square ones? Is it a
It's like it's a little bit more of like that arrow beak shape, but not like full beak, not like the full duck beak, but like there's a little bit of shape to it, just to make room for like the tusks.
Makes sense. Makes
Um,
sense.
And like Sunny kind of like, I've asked around a few times, but these folks are either keeping it a secret or they don't know, or it's something outside of this town that's pissed off. But I think it's some sort of fake creature, which is odd. You know, here in this particular area, we don't get much Fae. So seeing Fae activity this far in this particular area, it's odd.
You are very far from the Greenwood.
Mm-hmm.
With my proficiency in mysticism, is there like some additional information I might be able to add to this, or like be able to kind of
Let's see.
extrapolate?
You both are proficient, so yes.
I've been extrapolating as I feel is appropriate for my character, but yeah, for Aqua, it's probably a different thing because my experience comes from I grew up with this. This was like my life.
Yes,
But
you are
yours is more
doing
academic.
more of a assessment of threat versus an understanding of nature. Probably for your character.
Yeah, it's more academic in Lux's case. It feels.
For Lux, they can probably recall that sometimes when an outside force kind of like uproots uh like a phase livelihood, they might cause certain abnormal effects just to try to recreate a home or provide themselves protection uh in some way.
So like a defense mechanism, sort of.
Mm-hmm. Is trying to like either reestablish themselves within or near this location, which is something that Sunny seems concerned with, as like it might change a lot of like how like the ecosystem around this particular town works, or it's a sense of like, oh, this creature was uprooted somewhere else and
Yeah, so it's either
is
been
trying to defend
uprooted or it's
themselves.
at threat or some
Yeah.
combination of that.
So
Well,
that's the vibe that you get, Aqua.
Okay.
Lux gets.
I look over at Lux and I think we probably converse for a little bit and then I kind of hit him with the. Well, I think your problem is less what's happening and more what is causing it. Feeling like that was a very profound statement, I nod my head like, yes.
I kind of give you this like blank look while smiling. I just kind of turn my head back to the conversation. I pat your arm like, yes, dear.
Not stupid, just like very, very like not full
Captain
stupid,
Obvious.
just like the bare minimum of intelligence. And so when they figure out something like even remotely like complex, it's like, yeah, hell yeah.
That's good stuff right
it's like when you were a kid and you got a crossword, you were like, fuck yeah!
It's like, I got it!
Woo!
I'm
so
fucking
smart.
balling.
But go ahead, Aqua, right?
Yeah, no. I probably just kind of muse that, at least in a situation like this, it appears that, either something displaced this creature or it might have gotten lost somehow. Would probably need to dig a little bit more to kind of find the root of the problem, but we must restore the balance.
So he's like,
and heal the land.
Heal the land?
Let there be light!
Excuse me.
So I guess
Sunny nods and he's like, okay, like we actually have people who are fucking paying attention and want to get shit done. And like, well, alright. I'll give you a little bit more information then if you guys are set. Now, keep in mind. And he kind of like gives a very stern look. It's like, you guys are free to investigate, but try your best not to harm unless you are defending yourself. Unless you are defending yourself, or you're defending or preventing whatever is causing this.
I am sworn to only draw this against those that are a threat to people who wish to live peacefully. Otherwise, I am trained to handle something calmly. Or at least less violently.
Good to know. Alright, he reaches it into his apron pocket and pulls out a token that seems to be carved of wood, but has a very particular type of ink applied to it in the sigil that is recognized for being part of the guild, and hands it to the three of you. And I'm saying you, but
Yeah, the three of
it's
us.
also me. So
Yeah. I am actually going to nod towards Lux and say, well, looks like it's your chance to finally get one. I already have mine.
these will be passes to tell the guard that you are allowed to freely come and go outside of the gate, regardless of what that may be.
Yes, I originally thought this was just a token, and I was upset as this was my payment, but it has come in rather useful throughout my travels.
And you looks at Lux and the plated fellow. You both will get your booklets if you haven't had them yet after this mission. Whether it be you find the source or you stop whatever is happening.
I look
Pretty
at
straightforward.
our trio, so I guess our first decision is whether or not to go after the thing causing the mist or the thing chasing it.
I'll suggest finding it first. And he pulls out a scrap of paper. He seems to have done a lot of research beforehand, talking to, like, with folks coming in, talking about their complaints or, like, suspicions and stuff like that. Being a tavern, this is a well of information. He seems to be very connected with the townspeople here. As he pulls out this scrap of paper, that has it's crudely drawn map of the area, but he does point out like where the town is, and then he's like, the folks have been hearing that the mist is getting thicker around the lake and the waterfall area. So he
My
just
ears
kind of
perk up at the mention of water.
yeah. What the?
So I guess that is our first location to search. And I'm going to really quickly use this as a quick bio break for us, so I can get up and rush to the bathroom, stretch my legs. I'm going to run an ad break so people don't get the pre-rolls. Be right back!
Yeah.
For anyone who's not subbed to, of course. And for y'all, I will also be right back. Okay, indeed, I return. Hello,
Whoa.
I'm back.
Howdy.
Welcome
Howdy.
back.
Howdy, howdy, howdy.
Howdy, howdy, howdy.
My name's Woody. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Oh, gotta turn off my returning soon screen. Oh, wow. You've been fucking working on this map while we've been gone. Heck yeah.
Yeah.
That is a really good topographical perspective, Frey.
Yeah.
As someone who draws a lot of maps in their spare time, that is very good.
Hell yeah. Let's just fix that one. It looked a little too,
I love isometric mapping.
Me too. I did so many of these when in college. Just like, cause it was fun.
Mm-hmm.
And because Vagabond uses the close, near, and far system, we could still use an isometric, like
Isometric
map.
maps, yeah.
Isometric maps, which makes it fun. Alrighty, are we back?
We are back whenever you're ready.
Alright. I just want to do a little bit of color and then we should be good. Just to know what is water and what is trees. Oops. Alrighty. So Sunny pulls out this very, like, rough map, and clears his throat. So the folks have been saying that up closer to the north, there has been more activity as of late, especially in terms of people feeling uneasy, being watched, that kind of stuff. The mist kind of rolling in through this water, around the water area. Luckily for us, we get a lot of our food from the sea fishing, as opposed to the freshwater that is up north. But still, some folks use that path to get to other towns, and so it has become very concerning when they reach up here. Let's see if my pin will do the work. I start hearing strange sounds that are not common. The birds are a little bit quiet, and the wildlife seems to be a little agitated as it gets closer to this water source. So that's what I've been hearing so far from the folks. So whatever's happening is happening somewhere up in that waterfall area.
I kind of am nodding along. I'm making some notes. I am probably even if we're being given this, I'm probably like taking like a rough sketch of the map in like a notebook myself, with like a couple notes for my own personal purposes, but I'm kind of nodding along.
Any other questions, either about the land or
I look at
what have
my
you?
compatriots. I haven't learned anything from this land yet, but I doubt there's anything you can tell me that it can't.
Are there any dangerous creatures or any challenges we might face
Let's
along these
see.
roads? Or
So far, it seems that the mist is agitating some of the wolves in the area. And maybe some of the birds, but other than that, a lot of whatever's in that wood has been keeping away from the main roads and just lying in wait almost. That's what it feels like. Which probably gleans intelligence.
either way, we'll try to keep our guard up.
Good. Now, if you do encounter any beasties, just try to scare them off if you can, but if you must defend yourselves, then please defend yourself.
We'll certainly try.
What would you say is the highest priority you'd like us to stick to if we can only achieve one objective?
If you do kill any beasties, just be sure to bring the whole thing here. Try to at least salvage what we can. But if it can be protected and prevented from being harmed, then we would prefer that greatly. And just try to see if it is just going to be a temporary thing with this mist. If it's not agitated, it's just settling in. Scout to see if it is a threat or if it is just a new thing that we have to consider.
I nod my head.
Okay.
Make a note of that specifically.
Alright. That's it. If you guys want to rest before you head up, then you all have free rooms upstairs and get ready to get started in the morning. You'll be given some packs and rations for your travels out.
I would kind of wordlessly finish writing and then probably make my way towards the bar and order a lot of food, specifically. No alcohol.
Like, is this in the form of rations or just food?
Yes. Both.
Both. Okay.
I would order myself probably a heaping pile of food, understanding that you want a carbo load before you do something really strenuous.
Nice.
And also would probably grab rations. They would be weirdly picky about the rations. I don't know why, it just feels very right. Like they're weirdly picky about the rations. They probably only take about half of what's offered because they don't want the rest.
Ah. Whereas I'm not picky. I'll
You-
just take the rest.
All of the bread is gone. All of the like long-term bread, all is gone. Decent amount of the jerky too.
Just give me your infinite garlic bread.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
Just give me all of that. How
Waste
much?
not.
The brilliant idea for a magic item. Like, it has absolutely no other benefits, but if I were to put a fucking infinite garlic bread in a
my
fucking
God.
game, party would lose
That'd be
their fucking
amazing.
minds.
Yeah.
I know most parties would be, then parties would be like, oh, but then we can slice it and sell it and make millions of gold. I'd find a way
So
to
let's
make
say
that
that you spend about like 10 10 silver on like
Did I have
both.
wealth to start?
Yes.
Oh,
Everyone had wealth to start. I believe I don't
yeah,
remember what
I have
you
mine
ended
written
up
down.
with at the end, but you start out with 300 silver pieces. And then you did like however many from like making like your purchases and your pack and stuff
Got
like
it.
that and your individual kits. But
I
let's just say
I'm
that
gonna say I
you
spent 200 and have 100, so I'll spend 10.
Okay, yeah,
Sound fair?
sounds fair to me.
Cool. Most of the silver is literally melted down and in my armor and what.
Yes, but like silver is the
I know, just jokingly.
the main currency, which makes it a little bit troublesome at times for you specifically.
Mhm.
To keep a hold of silver, as you see it as more of a
Yeah, I probably
resource?
like wince a little bit at the silver going across the table. I would actually walk over towards Sunny before heading out. Do we get paid?
Sonny kind of blinks a little bit. Well,
I would just like
you
it to be
come.
noted to the guild that I would like my payment in silver.
Okay, that can be done for when you get paid.
I just walk away.
Cool. Well, what
Just
about you two?
okay.
Well,
Silver works. Not too picky. As long as I can spend it.
so money. I want to make sure I get my stamp. That's all.
Oh, yes.
Stamp and stuff. Got it.
Is
And
the
of course,
stamp
you'll be
included?
compensated for anything that you use. If or what have you. So don't worry about that. Of course, free rooms and drink and board and all that stuff for doing this job.
Oh, excellent. Are the stamps included? Or is that extra?
Stamps included if you discover what is starting it and report it back in, or you stop what's happening and report that back in.
Looks cracks her knuckles. Alright then. I guess we better tuck in. Prepare for tomorrow.
Hey, get some rest. You've been on the boat all for a while now.
I'm gonna be edgy and sleep on the roof.
Sounds good.
I think it makes sense. I like to think that we lived in just because I'm going like leaning into the fucking like forest sanctuary. It was a lot of tree homes, and a lot of them had like open roofs and like open like living structures, like open air. So like for me,
Okay.
being inside a building is very confining. Feels very stuffy.
Nice, nice, nice.
So like it is edgy and stuff, but I do actually I like to think there is actual reason for it.
I
There's
go
no
ahead and I
real
take one of the
complaint.
rooms.
Yeah. Maybe some weird looks from like some of the other like quotation adventurers.
Oh yeah, I asked for the funny part is I would ask for like a bedroll, and they'd be like, we have mattresses, and they'd be like, no, like do you have a bed like an extra bedroll? And they're like, I guess. And I would like ask for like a bedroll and like pillows and stuff, and I would just carry it all outside and onto the roof.
You'd probably end up getting your adventurer pack early.
Heck yeah.
Uh,
I will add
let's
that to
see.
my inventory.
Will do. Oh, also I need to fix your gun.
Packs and tools.
Let's see.
I did not add it, but that's not surprising. Probably need to reload.
Let's see. I'm adding it now. I believe it should be in your inventory. Nope, it did not add all of it. It only added one thing from it for some reason. But I will go ahead and add those to your inventory.
Dankeschön. Oh, I can just add those from the items list.
Yeah. And that is what's in the adventurer's pouch.
Heck yeah.
Also, this box of bullets, if I remember correctly, it's just a single slot. There we go. So yeah, okay, so inventory. If you have it equipped, it does not count towards your inventory.
Got it. Okay, that makes
Nice,
sense.
nice.
Yeah, that's what I was spending so much time coding, is just trying to make sure that
That's
all of
actually
that
really
works.
yeah. Well, you did. I just by the way, this is an aside for anyone watching. We are doing this on Forge virtual tabletop, which uses like the Foundry basis, and Ray fucking coded all of this shit. They're gonna say
lot.
that they like got help and they like found code other places, but like they had to fucking implement all of this in here. This is these trials of trying to do TTRPGs that aren't mainstream. Is we have to get real fucking creative with how we show them off, and we want to do a lot with Vagabond in the future. Vagabond is super rad, and I'm definitely interested in like trying out some TTRPG games in Vagabond. And I think that would be that'll probably be what I run post Cazador's Guide.
Ooh.
In that time slot. But maybe we'll have a Ray in there. But we yeah, we all want to give our props and our fucking like kudos to Ray who did all of that, has spent the last 2 weeks doing this shit, if not longer, and just like thank you, Ray. And this is it's definitely like we're still ironing things out, but like
Yeah.
god damn the amount
dedication.
of work that it's so good. You did a great job. It looks great job. Hell
yeah, I haven't even started coding the CSS for it yet to make it look pretty. I've just been doing all the fundamentals.
It looks great. Even the basics, it looks great. You're doing great. We
Exactly.
really appreciate it. This is gonna pay off in spades.
Hell yeah. Hell
But-
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah!
All right. So you all get a nice full rest. You eat a meal. when you rest in Vagabond, you have to consume a ration to get a full long
Ah.
rest. So rations, unless you want to go with like not needing to keep track of that stuff. Of course, your ration is free already. Like you've already eaten your meal, so you don't actually have to use your own resources. But you know that in the future, when you are out camping, you will have to have enough rations on you to handle being out and about. And rations don't have any weight to them, or at least I've made them so they do not have any weight to them until they reach like 10 rations. Then they mount up to 1. Um, so, but yeah.
All right. I am going to immediately, kind of unquestioningly, I'm not gonna follow the road. I would beeline it right inward this direction.
Mhm.
And I would be, because looking at this map, they kind of came to the conclusion that there's probably shit going on over here, but it's not getting seen because of where people aren't over there. So I would probably beeline it directly into the woods and start tracking. Like not necessarily like animal tracking, but like start investigating the woods to an extent, like looking for animal patterns, listening for animals and like what animals are nearby, seeing if there are deer trails or if they've been abandoned recently, that kind of shit.
Hell yeah. Let's see. Okay. So let's say your first day. Oops. Not mean to do that one. That's for sure.
As the kind of three of us would be gathering outside, I would say I would look at my new armored compatriot and kind of give I will follow your lead when a brawl breaks out. But while we're trekking through the woods, I recommend you listen to me.
The armored fellow like nods and it's like and gives like a thumbs up with like their gauntlet hand, holding their kite shield, like very very ready for going on an adventure, despite probably heavy armor not being the most stealthy kind of thing to go through, but like it is what it is. Let's see. But they will follow your lead. In Vagabond, there is a way to do traveling as well as, let's see, there's traveling mechanics. And where is that other thing that I was looking for? And I lost where it went. That's grappling. Aha! Progress clocks. They have progress clocks in Vagabond.
Ah, yes, progress clock. So for every success on a check, it fills it up a certain amount, and then for every failure, it fills up there's usually a danger clock associated with a positive clock. And if we fill up the danger clock before we fill up the like goal clock, this for anyone who is not familiar with how clocks work in the TTRPGs, if we fill up the like bad one before the good one, then we have like a negative encounter of some kind. Regardless, usually most clock systems have when you succeed, you still have a thing that happens along the way, but it's a lot more beneficial, or you have control over how you approach the encounter.
Okay.
Now, I'm very new to progress clocks, so
I have run a lot of Blades in the Dark, and Blades in the Dark heavily uses progress clocks. So I think I would say run. I've played in more Blades of the Dark than I've run, but I would like to run more Blades of the Dark. But I think it uses progress clocks in a very similar way. So that is where my experience comes from.
So I did download a progress clock tracker.
Yeah, I see that at the bottom. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I will say that that the information, you sticking around for the information, does help succeed in at least one part of this progress clock as you are trying to investigate what is happening, since you are going in the direct direction. You didn't skip dialogue, basically, like just got like a little cute freebie there, but your these adventurers begin to travel north. Now, you do not keep towards the roads, you are intentionally going towards the forest, right?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
As you are traveling, let's see, what is everyone's crawl speed?
Crawl.
Let's see.
90 feet.
It should be underneath your speed.
Movement. 30 feet. Crawl.
Movement.
90 feet.
I also have 90 feet. Morn has my 90 feet. And then, what does Lux have?
I'm trying to find the level.
Uh,
Crawl is 75 feet.
Okay. So, unless Morn probably sees that you're kind of, since you are technically a small creature in terms of halfling, uh, Morn kind of like looks at you and it's like, if it isn't too insulting or anything like that, I don't mean to insult, but do, do you want me to carry you?
Do I? Go ahead.
Okay. It's like kind of make sure
I have no
to
shame.
shuffle the tower shield on their back, so like it actually makes like an interesting kind of like back support
Yeah.
Oh
for when
boy,
you are
do
put
I.
on their shoulders. The metal
I'm all for new experiences.
the metal plating on their shoulders might feel a little rough, but like
Yeah.
it's fine. It's like it's not like coarse or anything.
Yeah.
It's just like, yeah, this is metal. that I'm sitting on.
Insert Hobbit meme. We're going on adventure.
Adventure, adventure, Charlie, adventure,
Basically.
Charlie.
Magic
So I would
creature.
say
My
that you
trusty
guys
steed.
get about.
Is there any way I could use familiarity with the woods to aid our travel through it?
Let's see. Go ahead and give me a survival check.
Happily. That's 18 on a 6.
Nice. Yes, you are able to help your companion, even the very chonky one, be able to move through the woods in like a relatively like easier path, finding some like animal trails here and there where deer usually like go through the most. But you find that when you get closer to this edge of the forest and this direct like pathing, you find that there is like a cliff side kind of like there's some rough terrain, almost plateauing as you are reaching closer to that little edge of that wood area here.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but with that, I am going to ask everyone to roll another detect.
Detect.
Oh,
Nice.
good roll. Nice, nice, nice.
14 on a 6.
Cool.
19.
Let's see. Alrighty. So you guys, are not including Morn, but Lux and Arya, you two start hearing a bunch, like, rustling, footsteps, maybe, like, what, like, definitely, like, movement, like, happening around you and then stopping and pausing before moving again. Like, you start to feel eyes on your back as you're getting closer to the cliff area here.
You all would watch as almost like instinctually I would reach down to the handgun and I would close my eyes and the faint symbol of a crescent moon would appear on my forehead for just a moment before a like soft silvery light kind of settles over the handgun. And I'm going to kind of use that I'm going to use that to imbue and then kind of immediately draw or not actually immediately draw, and then I'm going to tap it and I'm going to then cast touch effect. And this is the first spell cast. Funny enough from me, as I'm going to cast Moon ability in like in melee on myself. So the target, my gun, sheds moonlight out to near for the duration. Shape changers are burning D6 while illuminated by this moonlight.
Ooh, nice.
Ooh.
So it's like almost like an instinctual protective thing that she does, and as so the three of us are kind of bathed in a soft silvery light as I kind of look around. On your guard.
Go ahead and give me a reflex save, and it's not really a save against anything per se, but
Ooh, that's a fail. 5 over 8.
When you reflexively do that, you don't even, like, you see the shadow of a movement happening in the bushes as whatever was gonna come close to you kind of darts off, and like gets spooked by the light that you like are shining. You don't even get a glimpse of what exactly it was that was keeping their eyes on you. But you hear the footsteps like running away, like more towards like closer to the north area. That's where it's running.
Does it seem like it would be running along the cliffside?
Yeah, it's like running along the cliffside trying to get to this like almost like easier to climb cliff area.
I'm actually not going to rush off. I know my companions can't trek through the woods as fast as I can, so I'm actually just going to take a couple steps forward, and I'm going to push the brush aside where that was, and I'm going to inspect what tracks it left.
Ooh. Go ahead and give me another survival.
10 over 6.
Nice. You see that just because they were more concerned with fleeing as opposed to keeping their tracks
That's
hidden,
kind of what I was hoping for, yeah.
they leave human boot prints
Looks like
behind.
we're not the only ones left in the woods, and I'll kind of push it aside to show my companions.
And it's like, ooh, that's weird. I wonder why they are just following us. Or keeping an eye on us?
I'm not sure.
It's pretty dangerous.
It's hard to say.
Should we follow them?
If we do, I'd like to be quiet about it.
Oh.
Yeah. I look at you.
Just like the softest. Oh.
I'm in medium armor, but I like to think that it is like pretty well attuned to trekking through the woods to an extent quietly.
Yeah.
Like it's chain that has like a leather halberd over it to muffle the sound, and there's no like metal plates that are next to each other. But
yeah, like it
yeah.
Yeah.
But I kind of look you up and down. So in that case, perhaps it could behoove us to have it lose our trail should it try to find us again.
So how we should do that?
I look over the edge of the cliff.
Oh, climb?
That's what I'm thinking.
Okay. I mean, I don't mind that. Let's just hope that whatever that was just got spooked enough to go away. Or that's not somebody in danger, like a kid.
Seems like we'll see. As the faint moonlight slowly fades.
Alright. You hang on there. Like pats Lux's leg.
I mentioned I pat their head. And just like I also don't mind climbing. I'm used to climbing trees.
Well, this is not a tree. This is a cliff.
Among other things. Among other things.
Among Us.
Among us. Yes.
Okay. So, we are going to try our best. I'm going to ask for how you guys want to tackle scaling this cliff.
I would be looking for the most efficient way down. Like,
Oh, it's not. It's like a plateau.
Okay, sorry. I was reading that. I would look similar mindset. I would look for a way like the easiest way up, like wherever there's the most handholds, wherever there's a maybe like a slope up part of it, like halfway up or something, where there's like a maybe some broken rubble that has some like boulders we can climb on to make it easier, that kind of thing. So I would actually like spend a little bit of time at least going back and forth to see if I could see anything that would be of use in that capacity.
So, would you like to use a detection? Your
Detection
detection skill to
detect
do this?
or survival are both the same, and I think they're both the same sort of like mindset here. I will use detect though, because it's something specific I'm looking for.
Okay. And then what about you?
Ooh, 7 over 6.
Nice.
Just barely. Just
Barely
barely.
passed.
Trying to
what are you
help with finding.
I'm basically going to it's a success, like basically with how many successes of like what skill you're going to use is going to be how fast we're going to travel this particular obstacle.
Okay. Here.
It could be encouragement. It can be like detection of like pointing out something. You can try to use a spell if something's like, oh, I can do this instead.
Trying to think. Well, I do have. Let's see here. I do have light. I don't know if increased lighting would help with the climb for visibility. Because wait, let me just double check. Because our time of day, we're in the later in the evening, or is it still daylight?
It's still technically daylight right now.
Okay, so it
because
shouldn't
you
be
left
that much
early
of
in
an
the
issue.
morning.
Okay. Let's see. I just wasn't sure by time we got here what kind of time had passed. Let's see. Don't really have much, at least not in the way of extra feats or spells or anything. Everything's mostly geared towards healing.
Well, you do have that aqua spell.
I'm sure if water would. Oh, well, I could push people with the water, but that's only
Ooh,
about
fun.
5 feet. Here. Yeah, I mean, at most I could like push someone 5 feet, but I think that's about it. Unless if
Let's
there's
see.
like
Each action takes about 10 seconds. So every 10 seconds, you would be able to just keep pushing people 5 feet. The cliff itself is about 45 maybe.
okay. I mean, if we have the time to spare, I just wasn't sure how the
Oh, it's still like relatively high daylight up.
okay.
But you also you each got provisions
Mm-hmm.
before you left, and bedrolls before you left,
Mm-hmm.
courtesy of the guild.
Okay.
Let me just put that in your pockets real quick.
Put it into pocket. Because I wasn't sure with this spell if it's only like one target or if I can like move more.
You can use touch to apply water to yourself in some way.
Yeah.
Think of it, have you seen Castlevania?
Yes.
So, you know how Cypher is able to use their ice abilities in a
Mhm.
manipulative kind of way? Like where they're able to like really
It's like
manipulate it?
use
That's
it as like
basically what this is doing.
platforms or like walls or like shards of ice that you fire at someone. It's kind of however you want to think about it. So if you're like, okay, there's this almost like hand of water kind of slowly pushing the armored individual up to assist, I think that makes sense because you're riding on their back, you can press touch,
Yeah.
and you're pushing them
Yeah.
every 10 seconds.
Yeah. I'd
So
probably
like you're making up for the weight that you're adding to the situation.
exactly.
Yeah. So, you can use your water spell to try to help propel you and Lux and Morn. And I would say that would give Morn favor in their endurance check as they're going to just try to raw climb this thing.
Okay.
Heck yeah.
I will give them a boost.
Ooh, yeah, nice crit. Or not crit, but like, oof.
I mean, 19s in this game are technically a crit because you never have lower
Yeah.
than a 1 on a thing.
Hell yeah.
And so even if you roll a 19, it is a success, which is I think is kind of neat.
Yeah. Favor didn't work for my save, but that's just me needing to fix that code. When you click on favor, it should be rolling an extra d6 with your rolls.
Mm-hmm.
And if you click hindered, it should be still rolling
Minus
an
a
extra
d6,
d6, but it's
yeah.
a minus d6. Yeah. So let's see. Let's see. If you can give me Aqua, since you're using a water, but you're not using mana, could you go ahead and give me mysticism?
Okay, yeah, because I wasn't sure quite what I needed to roll for that. There. Oh.
You passed.
Oh, nice.
So with 3 successes, you all take a relatively, like, you still take a little bit of time because this is not the most, like, you're trying to be safe and cautious while also keeping an eye out. I imagine for anybody keeping an eye on you.
Most definitely. High alert at this
So
point.
yeah, like, you're just keeping an eye out, and you reach the top of this cliff. You see more woods, but you also hear the sound of water starting to fall and rush, and the mist is starting to pick up here. You realize now that despite it being high, like the sun still being kind of highish in the sky, it's starting to get obscured a little bit by a green fog. To get you guys up here. What would you like to do now? It's still high.
Sorry.
What's up?
No, I just mentioned the green fog, and I think fart dog. Just
Fart
You
fog.
Helldiver.
fart, you fucking it's so Helldiver brain
I'm
rotted.
so sorry.
Helldivers, hell.
Helldivers, hell, Helldive,
I
Helldivers.
was like, oh no, oh no. But anywho, uh,
So yeah.
I am looking
You
around
do
for threats like
hear,
immediately. Whether or not
I
that's a
will
roll or just
say.
flavor wise.
Oh wait, what was that?
Oh, sorry. I look around for threats like immediately.
With that said, yeah. Okay, so you look around for threats, but instead of threats, you start hearing just more running. Like, it's all of a sudden like surprised, panicked running almost. Like that was behind you through the cliff area, but then
Mm-hmm.
it's like going away, like it's like trying to find an easier route to you whilst trying to stay in the woods.
mhm.
So there's that's happening. So whatever was keeping an eye on you is clearly like wanting to follow you.
Whatever it was is trying to find a way to us again. Let's see if we can lose our tracks in the water. And I'm going to make my way towards the water. Especially after noticing Lux use water, like, magically. I would make my way towards the water. And on the way, I would look over towards Lux. That was control over water, yes? Can you help us across the water so that we can potentially lose our tracks?
I'm sure I can muster something up.
And I'm just like running directly towards the river or towards the lake.
Yeah, I create sort of like this. It's like a platform, kind of moving like partition almost out of the water.
Hell yeah. You guys, when you arrive closer towards the water is very beautiful and clear. but this mist is billowing from like a little area closest to the waterfall. You both kind of see within that waterfall there's like a faint glow happening there. Give me give me another detect
Okay.
as you're trying to make out what sound might be behind the waterfall.
Fail.
Success, 15 over 6.
Nice.
For Lux, it's
I'm
hard
too short.
to hear, but like the water from the waterfall is a little bit too loud for your ears.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and say there was a waterfall straight up in the forest sanctuary. I'm used to, like, listening over the sound of crashing water.
Yes. So, but yes, it's Arya, right?
Arya, yes.
Okay.
The fucking, elf's name from Aragon. It's a meme joke.
Teehee.
T. She got done dirty.
Arya, you hear the very faint, extremely faint sound of like little soft whimpers coming from behind the waterfall. Like almost puppy-like.
I'm going to furrow my brow, but begin making my way there. Something might be injured. And I'm just... what'd you say?
We should check it out.
Yep, I'm going to actually run into the water, just like ankle deep, so that my tracks are lost.
Oops. As you get closer to the water, you hear it a little bit more. But if you do get even closer, the whimpering kind of stops as whatever is behind that little waterfall hears you and is trying to stay quiet as possible.
Still worried about what might be coming up behind us, and assuming that there's going to be a place on the other side of the waterfall, I'm like running at it full tilt.
Okay. Aqua, what
Yes.
is Lux doing? While Arya is preparing to get closer and
So did Arya convey that there was something potentially hurt?
I think she said that something might be hurt and is like beelining it towards the waterfall.
Okay, then I'll probably want to follow behind in case if there's any injuries.
I don't know why I just got the idea of you running and like you hit the water in like a surfboard motion and just across the water.
It's just kind of like water bending.
Teehee. Yeah, like Morn puts you down and actually starts dancing up just in case whatever's coming for us is coming towards that easier to scale cliffside.
Yeah, I tap Morn's head and be like, "Down, Morn, down."
Oh, God, the way waterbenders slide across the floor with that ability, it's so fucking cool.
So you probably use touch on yourself, Aqua touch, just so you can gain those like almost like buoyancy bubble like shoes, just to allow yourself to just glide on the water.
Yeah.
And so you both are approaching this, and what you guys see, and I actually did not upload the picture, unfortunately, due to Vagabond.
Moon is interesting because like a lot of the spells are like, here are all these versatile things, and its Moon is like it does two effects in one, but you don't get a choice about it. It's really interesting.
Let's see.
And it can still do damage, but like all spells can do damage.
So you guys and I'm gonna describe it to you while I look for the picture that I was going to use for it. You guys, as you were getting closer to the water, and I imagine Aqua, you still, without using your full force of mana, and go ahead and give me an endurance with favor.
Okay. Oh, wait, so endurance. How do I do that with favor? Oh, that's right. I need to click the. Sorry, doing it
That's
with
all good.
favor now.
Okay, cool. You
Nice.
pass. You are using your magic to like really push without using your mana and enduring this to push the waterfall enough away to make like almost like that little door opening, like in the waterfall. And you guys see a tiny little like almost serpent like baby like river spirit dragon whimpering, hurt,
Oh, sweet
and
thing.
scared.
You poor baby.
I would immediately hold up my hand and I just like cast moon on like just in the air around, just like on my hand, but like it's just to shine a light in here.
And it looks kind of like scared of the light for a moment, like it's like is that hurting magic? Is
Oh shit, it might be a fucking shapeshifter. I don't know.
is this like
I don't know if having alternate forms counts as shapeshifting.
in this particular case, this dragon is not old enough to have that feature, so I'm gonna say no, it does not hurt this dragon.
Okay. Makes sense.
Um
It feels like it
but
was
it
like
does
moon
wince
dealing.
away
Yeah.
as like it doesn't know who you are, and it's like it kind of like curls back defensively.
I mean, I'm also Arya. I have the look of resting
Yeah.
bitch face on me.
Yeah, I'd be like, Arya, be mindful.
What?
This poor thing is scared.
I'm shining light.
You gotta be gentle.
I'm looking
He
out for
doesn't know
anything
you.
else. Well, something might be endangering it. I'm like looking around the room.
And it
I
does
click my tongue at you.
and it does look like it has like a little wound on like its back leg, and it's just like not sure about you guys, and it's just
Yeah.
like
I-
kind of pushing itself against the wall.
I sort of like crouch down, make myself even smaller. Just kind of like,
We got a halfling on their
um,
stomach, just like
yeah. I am but a small creature too. Do not fear me. Let's see here.
How I get my cats to
Trying to see
approach
like
me.
how to
You
go
do
about.
have life and cure.
Yeah, I wasn't sure because like how these spells specifically work. Because it looked like Cure was more about like status effects.
Yeah, cure is like status effects, and then life is actually like giving HP points to a
Yeah.
creature.
And so I
And
guess how would I
also-
discern? Would I use medicine first?
But also
Mm-hmm.
your luminary ability does give more healing when you use healing rolls.
Yeah.
So your healing rolls, which basically all spells have a 1d6.
Mm-hmm.
So when you use healing spells, unless it specifies otherwise, it does 1d6 healing. But for Luminary, if you roll a 1, you explode. And that's exploding dice. So what that basically means is that if you roll a 1, you get to roll again and add that 1 to whatever your new roll is.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I thought when you said explode that like it's a negative thing and like I just explode. And I was just like,
Oh no. This is like this is dice explosion.
Gotcha. High stakes healing. No, okay, then I'll go ahead and at least like if it actually looks injured from where I'm at, like okay, then I'll go ahead and I'll use Am I reading the healing on it? See.
Yeah. Do you want to use like a higher level of healing, or do you want to
Yeah, how does the base level of life work? That's interesting.
let's see.
Because life says you revive a target that died from damage, rather than just healing.
Let's see. In
What-
addition, you can spend mana with the spell to heal a target for d6 HP per mana spent.
Oh, interesting. So its base effect is actually revive a recently dead target. You have to spend mana to heal. That's interesting.
Yeah. So yeah, I wasn't
That's a
quite
good
sure
way
how to
of
go about, like,
balancing that. So you do actually have to spend mana to heal unless your Luminary ability does something else.
Yes, your Luminary ability. I think you still have to spend at least 1 mana to heal.
Okay.
Which, like, basically when it says just d6, it's like however many mana points you put in is the number of dice that you're put of d6s. So if you're just
Okay.
putting in one mana, then you roll 1d6. If you're putting in 2 mana, you roll 2d6.
But because you're a Luminary, it's
Okay.
double that.
No,
Okay.
because she's a Luminary, it crits on a 1. And you can roll again to
Yeah.
add on to that.
Oh, interesting. Got it. That's good. That's cool.
Because I guess part of the issue is like, because I'm looking at just the descriptions for like cure and life, and cure doesn't really address like hit points. It just addresses like, so I don't know if it's
Statuses,
just
yeah.
if it's like a an unspoken thing that that cure also heals like hit points, or if it's just statuses. And
Cure
then
is
with
just statuses.
okay, and then
and
life looks
life is legitimately HP and
okay.
Revivify.
Okay, so it's
One.
like if you don't have to be dead in order to use life. Like you can use it as just a generic healing spell as well.
Yes.
Okay.
I will say for cure, and I will say this as like just like a homebrew if this is not how it works. Just because it doesn't have a specified mana cost kind of thing going on with cure. The more that you spend mana into it, the more statuses that you can remove. I'm going to say that on top of like if you spend additional mana to cure to make it an aura, because in
Yeah.
Vagabond, you can change the delivery of your spells to affect in different ways, but it costs mana to change the delivery.
Yeah. Okay.
And I will make sure to put like a cheat sheet on these sheets later on.
So you can cast like an AoE heal on your allies.
Yes. So basically, you would
That's
spend
cool.
1 mana to get the heal effect from life, but
And
then
then
you would
another
spend 2
mana-
mana to make it
yeah.
an an aura if you wanted to make it an aura instead.
Or
So it's like,
or
as long
like
as
a
they're around you.
or like a cone.
Yeah. You can do spray of healing.
Healing arrow.
Healing arrow. Pew.
Okay.
But yeah, go ahead and let's see. I'm gonna say either roll me an influence or a performance check. Your decision. To try to
Okay.
convince this creature that you don't mean it any harm.
Probably influence.
Yo! You got a crit!
Come here, baby. Let me heal you.
You probably pull out like a little morsel in your hand, or just like
Yes.
come up a little closer.
A little
and
snack.
little snack. It's
It
probably
eats
been
you.
tired and scared the whole time, and just
This
like
poor baby.
it just nibbles out of your hand, and then just like and just like this little chitter chirp purr mixture as a dragon being a
God,
mixture
the
of
water
creatures.
cleric and the water, or the water luminary and the water spirit. It's so fitting.
Hell yeah! And
The
it's just
baby.
like nuzzles up to you, like maybe imagine like a baby Haku
Yeah,
Spirited Away.
exactly. That's sort of what I had in
A
mind.
little
Yeah,
bit
very
more
lung
tubby because it's a
dragon.
baby.
Yeah.
But it's just like, and it
Ryunosuke
comes up to you.
energy.
And it's just like, and allows you to heal its leg, and it gets like, it's like, it gets kind of like, oh, this is nice. Okay, I'm just gonna nuzzle into your arms now. I'm
Yeah.
very tired.
He's
I'm
like,
very
you poor
scared.
ting. You poor ting.
Poor Ting. And because it feels safe in this moment, you notice that the mist starts to fade a little bit. Like,
Okay.
this seems to be the creature that was causing the odd mist as
It's
a
like a
defense
little
mechanism.
baby mist dragon from Final Fantasy IV.
La creatura.
But as you were feeling this in your arms, this creature nuzzle into your arms, you start hearing sounds of shouts and like starting to come out from like the little area over here. And you notice, let's see if I can actually drag and drop. Hold on. Why are you not drag and dropping? You goober. You see a series of what looks like to be, and actually Aura would recognize these. And Morn seems to recognize these as well. These seem to be poachers.
Ah.
People who have come to this island to try and steal away certain creatures to sell back off into other lands for wealth and personal gain. You've heard about these guys in like maybe a pamphlet, Lux, but Arya knows that these people exist, and Moore knows that these people exist. And it seems that these guys, at one point, tried to kidnap a baby dragon, a baby spirit, water spirit, from its original home and try to escape through the port. But it
Bastards.
ended up escaping from them and hiding out here.
Ah. Don't you worry, little
now they
baby.
want
We'll take
their-
good care of you.
And now they want their prize back.
Looking
no,
at it,
fuck
and
it in
I
the
imagine
couch.
like honestly like this like yeah, I know it's expositional, but I imagine like we gather all this from just like looking around, looking at them, looking at what's happened. Like it's all that sort of like visual storytelling.
Yes, it all just clicks. So it's just
The
like
contextual, like,
yeah,
piecing
yeah,
together, putting
yeah.
two and two together.
I would
Yes,
kind
like-
of narrow my eyes. I'd look down at the handgun. I'd shake my head and say, "You're monsters of a different kind. I don't need to sully my gun with you." And I crack my fucking knuckles.
all right, and we're gonna start actual fucking combat.
Oh, dang. Oh, snap.
Okay, so combat acts a little bit differently here in Vagabond than it does in 5e. I have not set up the proper little initiative order thing yet. I haven't figured that out yet. But Vagabond does group initiatives.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And because you guys knew or discovered that something was following after you, these guys don't get a surprise attack on you.
Yeah.
Because you know you're ready for something to come and get you. So instead, heroes go first unless they are surprised or facing a boss. So at least that's how I'm doing it.
I like
So
that.
you guys
Makes
get
sense to
go
me.
First, feel free to like roll a d20 just so we can have like a turn order of like just polite turn taking. But otherwise, you guys can collaborate and actually work together to like do your turns together.
Okay.
Including myself, but like I'm saying a group you because I'm like trying to talk as a DM, but I'm like, wait, I'm also playing.
We. I'm gonna do the same thing when I'm running Iron Sworn.
We.
So we
our initiative.
How do we go about rolling?
Just roll a d20. You can choose.
Or how? So how do we go about doing that?
You know what? I will play it. I will do it a little bit like Pathfinder, at least in this moment.
You can just roll 1d20.
Oh,
okay.
okay.
Yeah.
Any
Yeah.
spaces?
Nope, just backslash. I just put roll 1d20.
Oh, it said no.
Oh, I guess
so
yeah, I
there's a
did put. I
space.
guess I did put a space there. I must have done it subconsciously.
There we go. Okay.
Backslash.
I definitely look like I'm like moving forward to try to intending to engage them in melee. But before I do so, that like faint crescent moon rune on my forehead is starting to glow. My eyes are glowing a little silver as I'm getting ready to cast a spell beforehand.
Cool.
It seems.
Ooh.
So
Probably have, like,
I
little
would say
motes
that
of
because we
light
can
surrounding.
coordinate. I'm gonna kind of like tell you what I'm doing. We can kind of tell each other, and then if we like have like a co-op idea, we can do that. But that's kind of what I'm planning on doing.
Now, I like to do a lot of cool bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed that despite it not being specifically a freeze spell, you do have cold damage with your moon.
I do, and that's what I was saying is like if you can use any spell as damage. Cold, it's like the cold of the night, and I almost forgot about an ability. Where is it? Nope, that's not it. There it is. Furthermore, when combat occurs, you can make one attack before the first turn.
Ooh.
Gunslinger quick draw. I have decided these people are not worth my gun's time. I only pull that out on monsters, and I already called them monsters of a different kind. So what I'm going to say with that is I literally, like, with my foot, kick a rock up, grab it, and I fucking throw it at one of their heads.
Hell yeah. Go ahead and make me a range attack.
Oh, that's a miss. It goes whiffing over one of their heads. Just whoo!
Oof. It's just like the guy is just like yelling at you, and you just throw a rock at him. He's like, ah! And like just like barely blocks it with a knife. Oh, you rolled a performance.
What are we performing?
What are we performing?
Aqua?
What?
Oh no, Aqua. You rolled a performance check, hon.
Oh, that wasn't intentional at all. I don't know why it clicked that.
No worries. You do some cool bullshit though.
Ignore.
My bad.
So I do a flourish and I hide the little baby dragon like in my cloak.
Ooh, that makes sense.
Nice.
I like that.
I would count that as just like part of your movement. And
Yeah, I was just clicking outside of my window. For some reason, it like clicked that for some reason. I don't know. We'll work with it.
And you're free to do an attack or an action.
Yeah.
I was gonna say because I wasn't sure how that worked, if it's all because like I've already casted some spells because like with
you don't lose mana because you weren't using it to do like a super aggressive thing. But if you want to,
I mean,
use mana
she did use 1 mana to cast the cure or to cast the heal.
Oh yes, you used 1 mana to cast the cure.
Life spell. That was it.
Okay.
But you can still cast spells. Yeah. Like I don't have any mana, and I'm about to cast a spell.
Yeah, in Vagabond, there's like 0 cast deliveries. So as long as you know the spell, you can always cast the spell.
Okay.
You can either do
like,
damage with it, and that's what the damage base is, or you can do the effect that it lists, or one of the effects that it lists.
Yes.
Okay.
So like you can do one or the other, or you can spend additional mana to do both the damage and the effect.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So like you add one mana anytime that you want to add extra damage, or you add one mana if you want to add the effect and the damage together. So it's like you can pick and choose how, again, like Sypha from Castlevania, you can manipulate your water however you see fit to do the result that you are trying to aim for.
Okay. Let's see.
To exemplify this, right after throwing the rock, as they like look over, for my first turn, because that's my quick draw attack.
Yes.
I'm going to cast the moon spell as I like hold out one palm, and a ray of like silvery moonlight shoots from my palm, and like it goes directly for this. And so, how does casting a damage spell work?
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see how casting a damage spell works.
Yeah, 'cause I didn't
Casting.
see-
To cast a spell, your hands must either be open or holding a spellbook, staff, or trinket. When you cast a spell, you determine 1, are you casting it to deal damage or cause an effect, or both? And then 2, who the spell target with is delivered to, and then 3rd, how long it lasts of its duration.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. When you make a cast against an unwilling target, let's see.
Okay, so just to run through that really quickly, I'm casting it to deal damage.
Yes.
I am targeting that person at a range with remote, which is delivery cost 0.
Yes.
And it is just an instantaneous duration.
Okay, and that costs 0.
And that costs 0.
You don't make a check. Cast check. Okay, so cast check. What is your focus? What is your magic focus?
Awareness.
Is awareness?
Uh,
I mean, like, is it mysticism? Is it?
Oh, mysticism. It's mysticism, yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna roll mysticism for your cast check.
Ooh, crit.
Nice. And so now you are going to roll 1d6.
1d6. 3, so they take 3 cold damage.
Nice. And I believe these particular guys, and I just want to double check on my bestiary stat block. Yeah, you definitely target this guy. He is really fucking close to like being like dead. Like really, really fucking close. Like he is so fucking close. He gets really fucking burnt, and he's like, ah!
And it's like burns, but like as they look down, it's like frostbite in the area.
Yeah.
And I am just like rushing towards them post that.
Okay. So you have enough movement to move forward. And then.
And yeah, that's all I do.
Aqua, do you want to use any of your abilities before your ally gets too close?
I guess I'm like a little confused on how to determine things like damage for a spell that doesn't mention anything about damage specifically.
So it should say right at the top of the spell, damage base.
It has just a minus sign.
Dash.
It has a dash. So those
dash.
spells don't have damage bases then. Usually...
That's what I figured.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So I'm not a damager at all. I'm mostly just healing and I think utility.
Well, actually, in Vagabond, I know that sometimes it states this is actually one of those rare cases. In the magic, magic specifically, there aren't many elemental spells in Vagabond. They tried to reduce them to only like 3 or 5,
Yeah.
like elements. So they don't have things like piercing and slashing and all that stuff. You can still do damage with these spells.
Oh, that just means it's untyped damage.
I guess how do you determine then, like,
It
what
would
the damage
be
would be?
how you would describe it, basically. So
Oh,
it would probably just
gotcha.
be
Okay.
bludgeoning, basically. So like,
Okay.
because you're hitting somebody with like a really like thick
Yeah.
ray of water.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
because like, well,
'cause if
so
you're
like
like,
with this, it'd be like Bulbasaur. No, I'd probably use it like a water blade.
Yeah, you can make it into slashing if you wanted to. And
I
it's
mean,
just like,
it's
yeah,
that you remember that one bit where fucking Katara raised up the fucking circular platform and started shooting the blades at Paku? That shit went so hard for no reason. Fuck.
yeah, exactly. Like you can manipulate this water to be whatever form that you have. It just doesn't have elemental damage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Moon is really weird. It's very specific, but it does some cool shit.
Hell yeah. So yeah,
Okay.
manipulate that damage. Your cast is Mystic, I believe.
Okay. Then. Just trying to see. So like, not mysticism.
Oh,
No, it is
sorry.
mysticism. Yeah, mysticism.
Okay.
Sorry,
Okay. So I use that
shortened
to
it.
roll. Okay.
Yes. Sorry. I will make sure that it's much clearer when I
Oh,
fix up that
boop.
spell area.
Nope.
Oh no, it's
Oh
failed.
no.
Yep. So no, it just splooshes. That's it.
It just splooshes.
By
But you have
splooshes, we mean like
the-
slashes a cut in the trunk behind one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It goes a little wide as like the little guy in your robes kind of squirms, hearing like the voices of the people who like heard it and are like getting scared and trying to like burrow more into
Yeah.
to your clothes. Like it wasn't exactly your fault, but
Yeah.
it's like,
It's like, sweetie.
and you're free to do movement. You have 25 movement.
Okay. Let's see here. Because do we have to worry about like range for our abilities or the spells?
Close,
that we
near,
cast?
far. So
Yeah.
Okay.
all
So,
spells
like-
can be cast within near without any problem because that is what the like ranged ability is. That's what the the one casting type remote does. It allows you to cast something within near.
Yeah.
But far is what allows you, like, that is where, if things are far away,
They're like 30
Yeah.
plus feet.
yeah, over 30 feet, like, you cannot get there within a turn of
Yeah.
movement.
Now,
So,
is
like,
each
yeah.
square 5 or?
Yeah. Each square is
Okay.
5.
I mean, it's kind of
I need to fix
loosey-goosey,
that
but yeah.
in the numbers, but
Okay. Since I have 25 movement, let's see.
I honestly wish that they didn't have the 30-foot movement and the movement was arbitrated to like stride, and it was like short, long, or medium stride
Yeah.
or something like that, so it wasn't like tied to this specific measurement system. You could just be like, okay, yeah, you have a short amount of movement. That means you can get to them. That way you can be a lot more flexible with that kind of thing.
oh yeah, for sure. Like it is based off of your dexterity, your speed, the amount of speed that you have.
Makes sense.
So
All right. So with that in mind,
Oh, yeah. Makes sense why I have a
not
lot of speed then.
letting. Do I need to click something to move, or is it that I have
Uh,
to tell you so you can move me?
the token
Oh, we're
icon on the
Oh,
left
there it
side.
is.
Oh,
There it is. I'll probably still stay like in the water for now, so I can
Okie dokie.
walk on it and then just move a little closer so I have a better positioning for range.
Sounds good. And then as for me, I'm going to use my movement to come up here. And I am going to use my Vagabond, no, my Vanguard ability. Where, let's see, once per round, you can try to shove a target and take no action when they become close to you on a successful block on their attack. So blocking and dodging is going to happen on the enemy's turn. That's something I'm going to
Yep,
explain more
yep,
on the enemy's
yep,
turn.
yep.
But let's see. You can block. Okay, that's the other one. Star Wars. Let's see. When you take a hold action, you can use your held action to move as late as the end of your next turn. So I'm going to use my hold action to kind of, let's see. No, I'm not going to do that actually. I'm going to just try to bash this guy in and then use my guard ability when blocking comes into play. I don't think I need to guard. I can just guard on command. Okay, cool. I'm going to roll for melee against one of these dudes. I succeed. I pass. And then I'm going to roll I'm just going to punch this guy in the face with my gauntlet. I got one. Unfortunate. But that guy's dead, actually. He only had 4 points of HP.
You fucking bash his nose into his skull, and I look down. So much for non-lethal.
He hurt. He's a poacher.
No, I just say, I don't really comment on it more than that.
Yeah. That's my action and my movement. Yeah, I think that's all I can do. All right. So now it is the enemy's turn. So this is where it gets interesting. Okay, so this is supposed to be self-rolling, and I'm very excited to try this out. Alrighty. So these are bandits, and bandits work. Where did it go? Bestiary, here we go. Bandits! Alright. They are midliners. They are skirmishers. They're gonna come in and attack, and then try to leave as much as possible. Alright, they have a 35 speed. Cool. And let's see, which one of us between you and me, between Morn and Arya, which one of us has the lowest luck?
Oh, I think I do. I have 3.
Let's see. Oh, I also have a 3.
Oh, okay. One after each of us?
So, yeah, we can do one after each of us. So this guy's gonna go after me, and this guy's gonna just step onto his buddy's body.
Well, I imagine his buddy got kind of smashed into the rock face to the north.
There you go. He did.
And is like currently like slumped against the wall.
And okay, so they are going to go ahead and attack both of us. Now, enemies do not roll to attack.
Mm-hmm.
They automatically hit. However, we can choose to try and like dodge or block.
Got it. And what are the rules for dodging and blocking?
Okay, so dodging is reflex save and blocking is endurance save. And remember that your AC also negates some of the damage.
Mm-hmm. Alright, I'm going to try to dodge. Oop, that's a failure.
Okay.
How does, and I'm just curious, how does luck work?
Oh, luck! Oh my goodness. We're finally gonna use luck. Oh my god. Okay, so many things. Let's see. Basics, status.
Because I think it resets every day, right?
After a long rest, yes.
After a long rest, yeah. So I will blow a luck point and try to dodge.
Let's see what it does. I want to make sure that it doesn't just add
Yeah, no, if it adds, that's fine. Otherwise, I rolled just in case.
Where did it go? Okay, there it is. Hero creation. Luck. Okay. Luck allows players to tip the scales of fate. Luck pool. You have a pool of points equal to your luck, which you can spend as detailed below. You regain spent luck on your rest. You can spend 1 luck to do the following: advantage, grant favor on a d20 roll, or fluke, re-roll an unresolved die you rolled.
Ah, so it does work. So I can do it that way.
Yeah.
All right.
Just want to
So
make sure.
yeah, no, I was totally fine either way. But yeah, re-rolled an unresolved dice. So turn that 4
Awesome.
into a 16, and I dodge.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, I want to double check on dodge real quick. Get in the water. Okay. Okay, cool. Yeah. If the save pass, you ignore one of the attack's highest rolled damage dice. So that's what that does. Is so like if this creature has like a
Multiple damage
D2,
dice. If it has like 2d10,
yeah.
etc., it would ignore which one is the higher. But if it only has 1, it just ignores it. That's cool.
Right. Which is very, very, very cool. Let's see. Want to double check on these bandits, see how much damage they actually do.
Yeah, how much damage does a bandit do? What's my
Let's see.
bandage?
Weapon attack. They do average of 3 or 1d6.
So yeah, just ignore the dice.
Yeah. And I'm going to roll for him anyway because he might explode.
True. He's gonna explode.
Nope, he does not explode, so you ignore that damage entirely.
Oh my god, Skelly Alpha's rating with a party of 14. You've come for the climactic combat of our first Vagabond session officially. I just dodged a bandit swing, and Ray just smashed his skull in against a cliffside. We're fighting some poachers and trying to save a water spirit. We got Aqua in the back line protecting the water spirit with some water bending, healing shit. It's awesome. I think the second poacher was about to attack you, Ray.
Yeah. He is a skirmisher though, so he's going to take more of his movement to step back.
Alrighty.
So, and then this guy is going to attack Morn. Morn is going to endure by holding up their shield, as if they tried to dodge, they would actually have hinder against it because they're wearing heavy armor. So they're going to use endure instead and hold up their bulky shield.
Makes sense.
And they pass. So unless this guy rolls,
so is it the same? Is it the same thing? Is it a blocking ignore 1 dice, the highest dice?
Let me double check. Let's see.
Because I could see blocking working like triple your armor rating or something like that. I'm curious to see how it works.
Oh yes. Okay. So all of defending. Let's see. You can either block or dodge attacks if you aren't incapacitated. Block is an endurance save, which is hindered if the attack is a ranged attack, and then dodge is a reflex save, which is hindered if you are wearing heavy armor. If the save passes, you ignore one of the attacker's highest rolled damage dice. Hell yeah. These guys are kind of like small socks at the moment. It's like
I mean, yeah, it's literally our first combat. We're level 1.
Yeah. But clearly we need to bring down their enterprise. So I I did pass. I will roll a 1d6 to see if he explodes. He does not, so I ignore that damage. And I want to make sure that my Vanguard doesn't do anything special when he does block, for that's in later levels. Oh, I could have done something for you so you didn't have to use a Lux point, but that's fine.
Hey, we're figuring it out. I'm curious what the
Yeah.
ability would have been, though.
Oh, the ability is called Protector. It's the perk that I got from my level 1 Vanguard. You can block on behalf of an ally that fails their save against the attack of an enemy that's close to you.
That's pretty cool. I do believe that would spend your block, though.
No, it's a freebie.
Ooh, that's really cool. Vanguard seems very cool.
Yeah, like Vanguard.
I know a lot of people who want to play this archetype in D&D, and they keep trying to make it work, and D&D just doesn't allow for it in the same way.
Yeah, like Vanguard just feels like I am a tanky boy, and I am
I
gonna
am
stand
in
here
the
and be
way.
the wall.
I am the wall. The wall.
I am the wall.
The wall.
All right, and I think that's those guys' turn. All right, now it's the hero's turn.
You fanfare.
I look like I'm stepping up slightly, but I'm actually pulling. I assume this guy has like daggers on him. Just feels
Yes.
appropriate. I'm pulling daggers and I'm fucking throwing. Again, these people are not worth my silver gun. Like, my gun is for hunting monsters. I pull daggers off this guy and just start fucking foo, 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 foo.
Yeah, go ahead and make me a finesse check.
Finesse or ranged? Out of curiosity.
It's a finesse.
Oh, all right.
Because you used finesse to throw daggers at near. So like that's basically what the thrown property of a
got
dagger.
it. That's interesting to know. Hey, you know what? We're learning. Rolling a finesse. Oh, 17 over 15. Barely, but I do get it.
Hell yeah.
I'm not used to throwing daggers. This is probably like one of the first times I've ever thrown a dagger. But I am I do have a good eye. So I just line it up and and as it hits one of them, I look over at you and just go, that was my first time.
You're good. You're good at it. And go ahead and roll 1d4.
All right. 4.
Ah, you explode!
Explode backslash, and so roll again.
Roll another one. Roll another 1d4.
Just 5.
No, 5 is great. You kill him instantly. These guys only have 4 HP.
Just woo woo woo. I pick up the dagger, woo, whip it, and the guy is turning like to face us right after like running away, and it just in between the forehead, just thunk.
Yeah, just in between the forehead. Like, Vagabond is a low health system, so, like...
5 damage fucks. Yeah, got it.
Yeah,
my
5 damage is good.
My Little Pony rules. Got it.
Yeah, like, most squishies are, like, 2... They only have 2 HP to their name.
Got it. Yeah, so, that... Just drop them.
Yep,
and yeah, that's turn.
Guy. Hell yeah. Free to use your movement if you have any abilities that use movement.
I'm actually going to... I don't have any abilities that use movement, but I am actually going to step back protectively towards Lux and the dragon.
Nice.
Just
My
holding the
guy. Hold the line! Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm going to, try to fucking shove this dude.
Oh,
Oh, there's
the
a
cliff.
off the
Oh.
cliff. That's so
oh
good.
snap.
So, once per round, you can try to shove a close creature with no action. When they, when they come close to you, or if you successfully block their attack. Oh, I could have done that to the other guy.
Oh, that would have been cool.
So that's a free action. That is so fucking
Damn,
cool.
Vanguard. The wall! The
The
wall!
wall. But I'm still gonna try to shove this guy, and if he tries to leave my, or tries to attack me and I block it, I'm gonna try to shove him off this cliff again.
Hell yeah.
Shove off.
Let's see. I need to roll a brawl
I
check.
understand, Gotti.
Believe it or not, shield is considered part of brawl.
Oh
Not part
shit,
of
so
melee.
I'm actually good with a shield.
Yeah.
I
get a
do have
buckler.
brawl. I can get a buckler. I do actually have brawl. I did end up taking brawl over finesse. I just thought it felt more fitting for them being kind of rough and tumble woodsy.
Hell yeah. So I'm gonna roll brawl to hit. Ah, damn.
Damn.
Failed. I'm gonna use one of my luck points.
Heck yeah.
Let's see. Oh, did it not? There we go. There we go.
Noise.
The wall.
The wall! And I am the wall! So he is going to fall. I'm gonna do my damage as well. Let's see.
Goodbye,
That was with-
everybody.
Hi. Okay, I got a 3. So he only takes 2 because he has one AC, so that reduces it by 1. So he takes 2 damage. But I push him off of here, and fall damage. And I said this was what, 45?
Yeah, I think it was like at parts 30, at parts 40 to 50.
Yeah, I think over here it was
minimum
45.
minimum a d6 of damage.
Yeah, minimum a d6 of damage done to this guy. It will not count as an explode because it's not an attack.
Yeah.
But he will take 1d6 of damage. Because every 10 feet that you fall in this game is 1d6.
So you need to not roll a 1.
Ah, damn it.
Wrong dash, damn it.
God damn it.
Oh, backslash roll 1d6.
Oh,
Yeah.
there we go. Damn it. Oh well. But he does fall. And he goes prone. And I don't think he has... Yeah, he goes prone.
Alright, Lux. You're up.
Okay. Let's see. So he's still alive, just kind of down there.
He's like,
Oh, my leg! My leg! I've broken my leg!
Let's see. Okay.
he is close to death.
1, 2. So, how does movement work? Like, is it something like where we can move through each other's spaces, or?
Yes, you can move through friendly spaces, not enemy spaces, but these 2 guys are dead.
Okay. And then how much distance are they, like, from the cliff?
Let's see.
You can get there.
Let's see. They took at least 1d6 of damage, so they're at least 10 feet away from the cliff.
Okay.
I would say if you move, you're probably in close range.
Yeah.
Trying to
I'm just gonna...
navigate the map. Okay. Mostly I just wanted to be able to be close enough to attack it.
Yeah. Get sight.
So again, I'm gonna sort of like summon a sort of ball of water, and it's going to sort of like come out kind of like a tentacle, but like to go and pierce.
Oh, nice, nice. Go ahead and
So
roll
let's see
Mystic.
here.
Yeah. I keep saying Mystic. It's
Dagnabbit!
Hey, you got
well,
luck.
you have luck.
Oh, okay.
we
Sure,
we have
why
all
not?
we've all spent a luck. I feel like it's appropriate.
Yeah, so luck basically gives you favor,
A reroll or favor.
or just reroll? Okay.
Yep.
Let's try a reroll. Reroll? Did it?
No, just go.
You could do it? Okay.
There we go.
14.
Much better. Okay.
And go ahead and roll your damage.
How do we do that?
Oh, 1d6.
Yeah, backslash roll
Uh,
1d6. Same.
I'll make sure to
System.
add that to when like when I fix the spells. I'll make sure to add it so it's easier to
Oh,
like click on.
One.
One.
So one, of course.
One.
No.
Oh my
Like
god.
he gets splashed really hard, but his armor seems to take some of the brunt
Yeah.
of that damage, and he's just like getting waterboarded. It's just like. And I think that is our turn.
That is our turn.
So this guy is going to stand up from prone. He's gonna look at like the disadvantage that he clearly has, and is going to try to flee. Now, let's see. Yeah, he's gonna just try to dash and flee, and like screaming, just like, it's like, you haven't heard the last of us yet. We'll remember you. And tries to go. Let's see. Linear measurement. Let's see. He has 30 movement, so that's 30. Okay. And then, yep, he's gonna use 30 movement here. And then he's going to use a dash to try to.
Thanks, Vaughn, for sending in so much support and so many subs. I always really appreciate you. You're awesome. You break my fucking sub goal every time I see you.
Aw, so sweet.
Vaughn,
yeah,
Vaughn is good people.
Vaughn's so good. That's a one combat. The guy's morale got lowered to the point where it's like, I'd rather just back out of this fight with my life.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's a successful win.
I think I just like flavor, like nothing else. I just walk up and I
mean,
pull
you
out.
do have a ranged weapon.
I do. I pull out the gun and I aim it and I like track and I don't actually shoot. I just go bang and then reholster it. And I also make very detailed note of their face.
Or at least their clothing.
Or at least
they
their
did have
clothing.
their face
Yeah, their clothing. I take a very detailed look at basically everything about them, and I kind of, in my mind, I won't forget this either. I will remember you. There's like the same thought is going through her head too.
Hell yeah. Lux, the little dragon inside of your robe, little water spirit,
Baby.
is like, it wiggles, and it's just like, is kind of like looks up at you through the robes. It's like, is everything good? Is everything okay? Like, they don't say it, but like verbally, but with their eyes. They're just
Yeah,
like-
inquisitive look. It's like, it's okay, little guy or girl. I can't tell yet. You're
so
okay. You're okay for now. You're safe.
Dragons choose their gender when they hit a certain age.
Yeah,
Well,
I bet they do.
It's just a
Nothing
little
sounds
thing.
more dragon than that, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, lizards do it. I mean, like,
Yep.
why the fuck
Mhm.
shouldn't dragons? Oh, it's like
Little
Like, I'll keep
fella.
you safe.
Morn, like dusts off, like kind of like wipes off their gauntlet, and like looks at the two bodies that they have, and it's just like, we should probably report this to the guild, and like picks up one of the bodies.
I'm
and shoves
actually
it
gonna
over
take the
shoulder.
dagger I got. Like, I'm gonna take it as a memento.
It's like, do we want the other one? And like the other bandit who has the other dagger.
I kind of shrug. He's just the one. And, like, I like pull it out of the guy's forehead. Just the one that I threw. Just thunk. No, I just want this one.
Okay. These are pretty shoddy daggers. I think you're right.
I am going to, if they have like, I don't know, for some reason I was imagining them wearing like matching bandanas over their faces, but like if they
Mhm.
have any sort of identifying mark or symbol on them, I would like to cut it off
Ooh,
and
okay.
and take it for myself.
Oh, for yourself. Okay.
Not like for myself to have, like I just to like cut it off and to like to have to like compare, to like have it in the
Oh, okay,
inventory
okay.
for like, you know, in case I, you know, see the symbol again, I can, or something similar, I can compare it, or I can show it to like, you know, that kind of thing. Taking
Yeah.
it for evidence.
And you guys also each get at least like five silver pieces. Like if you split it between the three of you.
Alrighty.
Yeah, how much?
Five.
Five
Okay.
silver. One had 8, one had 7, and kind of split it between.
Yes. Exactly.
Well, I guess we'll have to report this to our guild leader.
More nods. And also, I'm gonna just throw you your dagger. Okay.
Heck yeah. And I don't know, at least for me personally, the image of us walking back into town successfully is a really good image to end on. I don't know about y'all. If there's anything
Hell
you want to
yeah.
finish up with.
Well, not only us returning to town, the mist is gone. Lux has a strange bulge in their robes.
Oh yeah, it's like as we're,
points
it's the
out.
animation of as we're walking in, you just see like Lux has like a backpack on, and we just see the tail from the dragon like pop out of the backpack.
As you guys return to the guild and report back, and the guild, Sunny is like, oh, and like you actually, I'm gonna end it on here where when you return to the guild, Sunny is actually talking to someone who looks roguish but is not wearing the bandit colors that you saw. They actually look like
A merchant,
more,
perhaps.
well, not a merchant. That guy is still talking at the tables, drinking, with all his wealth and shit. Just wasting the whole time there. So, but this guy, he has like reddish hair and elven looking, deep tan skin, and he looks at you all very surprised, as he seems to kind of notice what is in your bag.
Mm.
And he just kind of lets out a sigh. It's like, oh, thank goodness.
And that's where we're gonna leave it for next time.
Yeah,
Awesome.
exactly.
Thank you so much, Ray, for taking us through this. This was a blast.
Yeah.
Thanks for getting this all set up.
Yeah, did all the coding, fucking carried this stream. Hell yeah. Thank you so much, Ray. That was a great first session. It does seem really fucking neato, and I'm really excited to get a little bit more practice with this and try it out as an alternative, because it does have a lot of similar vibes to, like, it does seem like you can play a lot of the same games you would want to play with D&D with Vagabond, and that is nice. It's good to have something that can accomplish the same task. You know, just because I love Void Crew doesn't mean I don't love Jump Ship.
Yeah, exactly. It's like just like you get different flavors for different things.
I love Night Rain. I love Elden Ring. They're not the same game.
Not the same game. It's like,
but we're gonna go ahead and.
More fast-paced.
Oh, it is more fast-paced, and I do love that. I am more of a fan of fast-paced storytelling. I'm going to have us rate our call off here as we're signing off, but do we want to de-introduce ourselves, as it said?
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
Aqua, you're first.
All right. I'm Aquasylph, Mama Gemma. You can find me on Twitch at Aquasylph, or otherwise on Blue Sky as Aquasylph. Here to save baby dragons and throw some hands. Some healing hands.
Healing hands.
Some healing hands.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
And thank you, Aqua, for always being here. Ray.
Howdy, I'm Ray, also known as Key Inc. or Calligraphy Inc. I was today's soft GM, as Vagabond is a game that can be solo ran. So you can solo run Vagabond yourself if you wanted to make like a ragtag group of adventurers and want to run off of like your own adventure book. Like, I've heard that is a really fun time.
It's something that I've done with Ironsworn, so if you can do it with this game too, that is very cool.
Yeah, it's just like, yeah, you can just do it that way. But yeah, it was really cool to like be able to both GM and like have the inspiration of like the help with the world setting and some of the rule stuff, but also be able to play with you guys.
Yeah,
So,
seriously,
yeah.
it's always nice to get to have that. But yeah. Thank you, Ray, for everything. I find Ray everywhere. If you're here, you probably are following me somewhere, at least, either on my Twitch or on the Blue Sky, and thank you for tuning in to our Monday Multiverse Mayhem as we continue exploring various TTRPG systems. Aqua, you're up next week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Woo! Woo! Aqua! Woo! But we'll see y'all later. Have fun with Arkoff. Bye-bye.
Bye.